Yes, today we are here to talk about one of the best pieces of superhero media in recent times and one of my favorite shows. Rich characters, engaging storylines, mature themes. There is a lot to appreciate about this show, but we need to address the elephant in the room. No, not that guy. We need to talk about the real issue with the show. And no, I am not talking about the animation, although, yeah, that does leave a lot to be desired, and everyone has complained enough about it. I am here to talk about the other big problem with the show, the hugely inconsistent power scaling. Welcome, everyone. This is The Milestoner, and today we are going to be discussing just how big of an issue power scaling has become in Invincible. Now, I will be discussing plot points from all 4 seasons, so if you haven't caught up with the show, this is your spoiler alert. Now, as we all know, the viltrumites are said to be the strongest race in the galaxy, which basically makes Mark Grayson one of the strongest beings on Earth right from the beginning, the only one above him being his father Nolan, Omni-Man. So, most of the battles in season 1 of the show can be seen as him just being inexperienced and slowly learning to handle his abilities. And as time goes on, we do see him get stronger and stronger. So, when a character like Battle Beast beats him almost to death, it means something. The same cannot be said for Nolan, however, because we do not see him lose ever, be it against the Guardians of the Globe or the entire Flaxen planet. This man just brutally ravages everything in his path. Omni-Man is a menace. However, things start getting a little off from the finale when we see the Reaniman put up a fight against Nolan. These are just human corpses put together by metal and tech. So how are they strong enough to keep up with the Viltrumite when Immortal is defeated so easily? And this is where it all begins. Sure, season 1 Mark was inexperienced, but after the absolute beatdown we see him suffer at Nolan's hands, he should be at his peak when he recovers. But no, we see so many street level villains constantly get the better of him. I mean, I can still understand if this kaiju beats him since Mark does not have experience fighting underwater and he is vulnerable to the sonic screams. But how is he being defeated by the Mauler twins? And the problem doesn't stop there, it just keeps getting worse. Later on in the show, we see Mark train under Cecil and his strength and speed increase significantly. The man literally goes to the moon and back in 27 seconds. That's insane. So then explain this to me. How can he not catch Angstrom Levy before he escapes through a portal? Mark can easily defeat and kill the future King Immortal, but he struggles against Multipole? And why are the Reanimans still a problem? We saw Alan in season 2 grow to the power levels of Viltrumites, and he actually does go toe-to-toe with a bunch of Viltrumites during the prison breakout, tanking the hits easily. Even Battle Beast acknowledges him as a worthy opponent. He and Nolan easily take out all the Viltrumites in the scene. So why is he seen struggling against every single Viltrumite that they have faced in season 4? He cannot beat a Viltrumite unless Zoe injects them with that chemical. Nolan also suffers the same issue. He was the strongest being on planet Earth in season 1. In season 2, he's shown to be completely unaffected right next to a black hole. But in season 4, he's being easily subdued by the Ragnars he cannot escape. I understand him being beaten by Thragg, but how is Anissa giving him a run for his money when Alan was able to go toe-to-toe with her previously? And this is where the inconsistency also starts breaking the logic of the show itself. One of the major plot points in the Viltrumite war is the search for the things that can actually harm Viltrumites. These include the Rognars, Space Racer's gun, but why do we even need those when Powerplex can easily defeat Mark? We see Powerplex take out 2 Mark variants during the Invincible war. So why don't we just ask for his help? Or can't they just ask Cecil for an army of Reanimen? What about the kaiju that Mark fought? Cecil was able to weaponize its sonic screams against Mark, so why can't they use that? And what about Master Liu? His dragon form is shown to be so powerful. But if it can pierce Invincible, why can't it harm Titan's exoskeleton? This is what I mean when I say that the power scaling is hugely inconsistent in this show. According to the show's logic, Mark can kill Conquest, but not a dragon. Oliver can easily slaughter the Mauler twins as a kid and land a punch on Conquest that sends him flying, but his strength just disappears in every other subsequent fight he's in. Battle Beast, who has consistently been shown to be one of the strongest characters in the show and who has killed Viltrumites before, has just been severely depowered now. Are we saying that Angstrom Levy is just as durable as Conquest? Because both of them suffer the same kind of beating at Mark's hand and both of them come back. Now look, I get it. A lot of this is done to serve the story, to keep tensions high, to make fights feel unpredictable. But when power scaling and logic starts contradicting itself this much, it begins to hurt the show. Why do we need this team when they can easily get the job done themselves? And as someone who knows what happens in the comics, I can say this problem never really gets solved. So I guess we will just have to live with this. Just like we've gotten used to the feeble animation, we will have to get used to the inconsistent power scaling and logic. But anyways, do tell me what you think of the power scaling in Invincible, and if you agree with my points regarding it being so hugely inconsistent, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you enjoyed the video and want more such content, do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.